everybody, and welcome to Awesome Comics, your one-stop shop for everything comic book entertainment. I am your host, Walter Benasiak, and today is the very first edition of our Versus series. Get excited. In the Versus series, we take two of our panelists with opposing views and have them fight out specific topics right here on the show. Today's topic, Batgirl versus Robin. Who is the more valuable member of the Bat family? We'll get into specifics about that in one moment, but first, I want to thank you guys for the response to the Snydering. Yeah, that's getting a lot of really good attention for us. If you want more Snydering, make sure you comment, ask for more Snydering. Use the hashtag the Snydering on Twitter or whatever. Just keep that thing going, because if you guys want more, demand it, and we'll give you more, because there's plenty of different avenues we can go with that character and everything. So keep commenting about that. Also, make sure to like our new Facebook page. That's facebook.com/awesomecomicshow. Porter's review of Arrow Season 4 is still up on there if you want to check that out. That's exclusive to the Facebook page. Also, there's always exclusive pictures, reviews, etc. that are going up on that page, so like it right now. As always, I want to thank you guys for commenting about what you want to see us cover on the show. Always ask, and we will do our best to cover what you guys want to see. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's go into intros. We'll go with you first. You are a girl, I could tell. What is your name, though?
What? Interesting intro. Aiyanna is my name. I think you guys know it. I don't know what happened to my cohort here, but yes, Aiyanna Wade.
Okay, that's the first time I've heard that. I've never seen it before in my life.
I don't know. I'm a guy.
You're a, oh.
I'm a guy.
Oh,
just so there's no confusion.
Guy. Okay, go ahead.
Guy. Brian Porter. I am his friend, and yeah, hopefully he remembers who I am.
I remember. I just, had my wisdom teeth removed a couple days ago. I don't really know where I'm at right now. But we're going to keep going with this.
This is Awesome Comics.
Oh, right, that's it. Awesome Comics. Okay, so what we're going to do now is give a little bit of a character history about Batgirl Barbara Gordon and the Tim Drake version of Robin. We're going to go with Aiyanna's Barbara Gordon Batgirl first. Take it away, Aiyanna.
The Batgirl, Bat-Girl character was first introduced as Betty Kane, niece of Batwoman Kathy Kane, in 1961. Some people believe that the Lady Bats were introduced as romantic interests to debunk the long-standing theory of Batman's homosexuality. A mere 6 years later, Barbara Gordon was introduced in 1967's Detective Comics number 359, the million-dollar debut of Batgirl, and later that year in the third season of the Batman TV show, played by Yvonne Craig. She was accepted by fans as a welcome addition to the dynamic duo. And during the Silver Age, she worked alongside Batman and Robin, Superman and Supergirl, and occasionally the Justice League until Crisis of Infinite Earths. The modern-age daughter of Jim Gordon had a pivotal moment in 1988's The Killing Joke, where she was shot by the Joker, hitting her spine and paralyzing her from the waist down. Not one to leave crime fighting that easily, she transformed herself into Oracle, who still helped as tech scientist liaison for the JLA and as big sister to the Bat family, Birds of Prey, and future Batgirls.
Very interesting information. Looks like you're really excited to get into this. Porter, Tim Drake, Robin, take it away.
Timothy Jackson Drake Wayne, created by Marv Wolfman and Pat Broderick, first appeared as Tim Drake in Batman number 436 in August of 1989, and as Robin in Batman number 442, December 1989. Seeing Nightwing do a quadruple flip that he saw years earlier performed by Dick Grayson at the circus, he deduced Nightwing's identity and later Batman's as Bruce Wayne. Seeing how reckless and brutal Batman has become after the death of Robin Jason Todd, he implores Batman to take him under his wing and train him to be the new Robin, in hopes of keeping Batman in check. After extensive training, Batman accepts him as the new Robin. After the events of Battle for the Cowl, Tim takes the identity of Red Robin and later Batman Beyond after Future's End.
All right, we have a little bit of the ground set for this battle here before we get underway. So you guys know a little bit about Tim Drake and a little bit about Barbara Gordon now, and we're going to jump into this right now. Okay, first topic. Who is the better combatant? Who is the better fighter? The Barbara Gordon version of Batgirl, or the Tim Drake version of Robin? Let's start with you first, Porter.
It's definitely Tim Drake Robin.
Okay.
He when he first came on to train with Batman, he trained under Batman, and then he went all over the world training with various masters in all types of fighting, jujitsu, ninjutsu, and stuff like that. He is actually considered the best combatant with a staff in the entire world. His bow staff skills are insane. I'd like to see him take on Donnie from Ninja Turtles.
Oh.
That'd be a good fight.
And Napoleon Dynamite.
Wow, that was silence on that end.
Just, I can't with the, never mind.
Keep going.
He is insane. He's very acrobatic. He's like, take Jason Todd and
Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson and put them together as far as their combat and fighting skills, with the acrobatics of Dick Grayson, the brutality of Jason Todd. And you put that into Tim Drake, and you've got this awesome guy who's very comparable to Batman himself.
Okay.
And I think that he is a top-notch fighter. But one of the cool things about him is he doesn't always resort to fighting. He actually likes to assess the situation before he even gets into it. He doesn't instantly jump into the fray. He is very analytical in his fighting style, and I think that really helps him and be a very formidable opponent. So I think he's awesome in that respect.
Okay. Batgirl.
Well, in the original TV show, Yvonne has talked about her choreography as being more showgirly than like martial arts. But in the modern era, we know that she studied judo and karate, and she's attributed with being a martial arts expert and a star athlete. In the New 52 version, they talk about her having self-defense classes since she was 6, and possibly eskrima. In the first trade of the Batgirl, the Stewart and Fletcher version, she has a bit of a skirmish with Black Canary for training purposes, and she uses bow staffs. And we know that as Oracle, she does use eskrima sticks, and she keeps them actually in the armrest of her wheelchair. So, which, by the way, it's the martial arts from the Philippines. It's actually their national sport, and it's weapons-based combat, and it also uses like hand-to-hand and like weapons disarming and stuff, if you weren't sure what that was. But she also, there's another panel in here where she's a black belt in karate, and she looks pretty small, and she also takes ballet, so we know that she's acrobatic. We know that she has martial arts training, and we know that she is, in general, a very star athlete, so she's very physically capable. In Robin Wanted, I know that Batman says that he could never beat Batgirl. He technically is talking about Cassandra Cain, but maybe with the transitive property, we could argue. No. But I am saying that for sure, Barbara Gordon is definitely a force to be reckoned with as Batgirl, and definitely as Oracle, even in the combat, even with being a paraplegic.
Yeah.
So.
But one thing about Tim Drake, in the New 52, he's actually an Olympian. He's going to be an Olympian, an Olympic athlete. And so if you take your Olympic athlete skills and then you train in various forms of martial arts, how much of a force to be reckoned with are you going to be? Like, that's insane. He actually, his favorite is Bojitsu, which is taught in ninjutsu, and he's sparred against and beaten Lady Shiva.
Oh.
Like,
okay.
Seriously, he's a beast.
Sounds.
And you get him a staff, any staff, donezo.
Okay. All right. Well, these guys are definitely, I mean, it sounds like if they're part of the Bat family, they're obviously going to have a lot of training.
Right.
And I'm glad you guys knew the specifics on that. Okay, moving on to the next topic here. Who is smarter? I mean, we've heard a lot about Tim Drake being very intelligent. In the same way with Barbara Gordon, why don't you start off, Aiyanna? How smart is Batgirl?
Well, most people, when they think of Barbara Gordon Batgirl, they think of her intelligence before they would think of her combat. I would definitely argue that she is smarter. She's a genius-level intellect in any version, even in the original Batman television series. And she's always been like tech-oriented, a computer expert. She, in general, is an incredibly developed female comic book character because of her smarts. In the Silver Age, she has a doctoral degree and her career as a librarian, and then later ends up working for the U.S. Congress. In the New 52, she's younger, much younger. She's more of a recent graduate, and she has, I believe, her degrees in forensic psychology specifically. And we know that she has a photographic memory, which comes up a lot in the Fletcher version. And as Oracle, obviously, we know that she's highly intelligent because as a member of the JLA, Prometheus actually targets her at one point because he says he believes that she is the most powerful member because of her intelligence and because of her knowledge of what's going on and everything. So when she is paralyzed, she has to kind of rely more on her intellect.
Yeah.
And I think in Oracle specifically, it really shows just how smart she is. But she's always had that brain going on up there.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's hear a little bit about Tim Drake's intelligence.
Also, a genius level intellect. Tim Drake is so smart. At 9 years old, he saw Robin and Batman, or Dick Grayson at the time, or Nightwing at the time. He saw him execute a quadruple flip, okay? And he saw the same exact flip years previously when he saw the Flying Graysons, the night that they were actually killed. He was at that circus, and he met Dick Grayson before the show, and that actually was their first meeting and all that stuff. But he saw Dick Grayson pull off a quadruple flip at that time, and then he saw it again later on as Nightwing, and he's like, holy crap, that's Dick Grayson. And then he was able to deduce that Dick Grayson, who's Bruce Wayne's ward, he deduced that Batman is Bruce Wayne, or Bruce Wayne is Batman, at 9 years old. 9 years old he did this.
Smart, it's pretty smart.
Well,
guy.
he's a detective, but Barbara Gordon's also the daughter of a detective and wants to become a detective herself. So they both have detective properties.
Well, if you want to talk about the detective, after a huge battle with Ra's al Ghul and eventually defeating him and getting the best of Ra's al Ghul, head of the demon, Ra's looks at him and says and calls him detective, something he only ever called Batman. Okay, I'm just gonna
drop the mic on that. He dropped the pen.
Right there.
The pen is mightier.
The pen is mightier. Yeah. And Ra's al Ghul calling Tim Drake a Robin detective, which is something he only did for Batman. Come on, how smart? How smart do you have to be?
Well, Batman even says at some point, I don't remember what issue, but he says like he'll surpass him in detective ability.
Just helped him out. Thank you for that.
I mean, it happened.
It doesn't bring it up. I mean,
well.
Thanks for the free assist there.
Just detectiving though, not necessarily in intelligence, because Babs has a photographic memory, so she remembers.
Okay, let's go in the terms of his, regular memory. He's still
his regular memory, exactly. Regular memory.
His standard memory. He's still way up there with the likes of Batman and Batgirl. I'm just saying.
he scoffed at Batgirl.
I'm just saying. He is super. And actually, with his intelligence, he's been able to deduce the identities of other superheroes. Like the Flash.
Other Supergirls entrust Barbara Gordon with their identities and other of the most things.
Like, hey, I'm this person. Tim's like, Clark Kent, take off, put the glasses on, Soups.
He's the only person who could see that.
And
That's how smart he is.
Everyone else is no.
I'm just saying, the Flash, Barry Allen, he deduced that. How are you going to deduce that when the Flash is flying by? You can't even see his ass. He's so smart. He doesn't need photographic memory. He apparently has supervision to stop him, get a little face right there.
Apparently has supervision.
He does not have supervision. That's not a special, Let's clarify. Someone's going to be like, actually.
Right.
But, I mean, how are you going to deduce the Flash? Come on.
That's pretty epic. Any other big, smart level intellect things you want to say about Tim Drake?
Basically, he's a whiz in computer science. His tech skills are insane. His little lair that he has is so technologically fortified and awesome that it rivals the Batcave's systems. It's awesome. It's awesome. The only one that has ever been able to really kind of get into that was, I think her name is Harper, She's in the new 52 right now. She's a pretty cool character. But his tech skills are insanely good. He's also an expert in biology and some various other science skills and all that.
Okay.
She's super smart.
All right.
Both smart.
Both of these characters are very smart. All right.
Rely on your photographic memory. With his, regular memory, he still whoops
Standard
ass.
memory.
Yeah.
Last thing here, we got to do this quickly. Who is the more well-known or iconic character, and why? Aiyanna, why is the Barbara Gordon Batgirl more iconic than Tim Drake's Robin?
I mean, right away, when you think Batgirl, who do you think? It's Barbara Gordon. Which necessarily I don't think you think, Tim Drake when you think Robin. But that's specifically like for Batgirl, you think, okay, Barbara Gordon. Although there are other interpretations and more recent ones as well. In 2011, IGN ranked the top 100 comic book heroes. Barbara Gordon was number 17. Wow. Tim Drake, 32, by the way.
When was that? What year?
2011.
That was not that long ago. This is right around the new 52.
Right. 17th. And she's also been really important in a lot of social issues. People talk about her when they, like librarian issues. A lot of people think that it was kind of a throwaway job in the original Batman series, but I think a lot more people nowadays realize that it was a respectful career. And she's also been used to promote literacy. Gene Ha, who drew me as Batgirl for my birthday, by the way, he did a campaign that was Librarians Are Heroes Every Day, which is a really cool picture and campaign that he helped out with. And yeah, so like as the alter ego of Batgirl, she is a librarian. So a lot of people think of that as just her day job, whereas the Oracle really uses it as like her encyclopedic like knowledge and uses it to its full potential. She's also used to talk about characters with disabilities as Oracle. She isn't crippled as part of her origin. It's something she has to actually adapt to after being so physically active like her whole life. And yet she proves that becoming handicapped does not end your career. And then of course, being a part of the liberation movement when she was first introduced as a character. And even now, we talk about how women are treated in comics because of her, and specifically the Killing Joke, and how writing tends to treat women characters more brutally. For instance, Batman breaks his back during a fight with Bane, and he heals and recovers fine, whereas Barbara Gordon gets ambushed by the Joker and is crippled for years. So it's a lot of her has been used to talk about the way we treat comic book characters and stuff like that. So iconic-wise, that's that.
Okay. Tim Drake, iconic.
Well, okay, you might have me in some of the more actual real-world issues, but Tim Drake is the first Robin to come in under the Robin mantle, not under tragedy, but for altruistic reasons. He came in, he told Batman, he's like, you're reckless, you're brutal, you're not taking care of yourself, you need that Robin, you need that check, and I'm gonna do that for you. And he came in to help Batman. I think that he's gonna be known as the Robin who came in for good, just because he wanted to help, because he saw something and he's like, I can do that, I can be a service to the people, and I'm gonna help Batman and make sure he doesn't kill himself or cross that line which he so often flirts with. And he said that he's gonna be there for him. And I think that is a big part of his character, and that's why a lot of people are gonna know Tim Drake as one of the better Robins, because he was there for Batman when he needed him. And then you also have Red Robin. He is Red Robin. And that is a very iconic character. That is the only, he is also the only character, Robin, to have his own Robin series for years. And that is a big part of the Robin, mythos or whatever you would like to say.
Yeah.
He's the only one. I mean, that is
Speaking of own Robin series, fun fact, Batgirl didn't have her own title series until like the new millennia. She was always in Detective Comics, Suicide Squad. She was starring in other people's stuff, but she didn't actually have her own title comic until like the newer version which happened to be Cassandra Cain and not Barbara Gordon, but they've redone that, and now it's the current Batgirl is Barbara Gordon. But yeah, speaking of standalone comics, yeah.
Kind of weird, definitely.
Right? Yeah, she's been out since the 60s. What? Why did it take so long? That's crazy.
It's a good question.
But he's also, not only Red Robin, he's also been affiliated and led Teen Titans and Young Justice.
Sure.
So he's been throughout, I think, more of the DC universe than teams and such like that. So when you think of, Teen Titans, you think of Young Justice, you're going to think of Red Robin. When you think of, basically like New 52 and like Red Robin helping out, and then Future's End. He was a big part in Future's End. So now was actually Batman Beyond, and Tim Drake is Batman Beyond in the future. So that's a big part for Tim Drake. I mean, I know he's not a Robin there, but that's a big thing for Tim Drake. He's Batman Beyond, and that is an awesome title to have.
Definitely.
So I think that he's still pretty well known in those respects.
Okay. Well, that was a great debate from you guys. I really liked hearing about the different aspects of these characters, and your take on them was really fun to hear. So I want to ask you guys, who do you think won this debate? Is it Aiyanna's Batgirl, or is it Porter's Tim Drake Robin? Go ahead and comment. You go ahead and use Team Batgirl or Team Robin in the comments. Who is your favorite character? I don't know what's going on there. Who is your favorite character? Do you like Tim Drake better, or do you like Barbara Gordon better?
Or do you like another Batman sidekick? I would love to hear. Obviously, there's other Robins. Obviously, there's other Batgirls.
Right?
We would love to.
Azrael is a great character. You guys don't like? Sure. So go ahead and comment about who you think won that debate and who's your favorite. All right, we're gonna go very quickly into the pick of the week. Aiyanna, you've got a ton of them here. Which one are you picking?
I'm gonna make it real specific. Batgirl Year One is an incredible series, so you should definitely check it out if you haven't before. But I specifically really like number 7. There's some really good. A lot of it follows her having to fight off a lot of different villains, but specifically this one, it's a lot of seeing her and not so much the villains in the series, which is kind of nice. And we get to see some really cool combat stuff with her and the Black Canary. And Green Arrow's in this one. I really like when she gets facial burns and has to put a mud mask over her face to make sure that her dad doesn't figure out that she's Batgirl, because she has like a cowl singed into her face. I really like that image in this issue. That's one of my favorite panels. Go check out this whole series, but this issue is my favorite.
Okay, cool. So next week, guys, we're going to be doing something different again, and we're going to be playing the game Injustice and arguing about some different kind of topics I think you guys will want to check out.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and come back for that next week. So, social media for everybody. Aiyanna, where can we find you?
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the huge.
Okay, Porter?
Facebook.com/awesomeporter.
All right, Porter. Porter's on the Foch book, everybody. The Foch. You can find me on Twitter at @awesome_Walter. And as always, go ahead and like the Facebook page for Awesome Comics, facebook.com/Awesome Comics Show.
While you're at it, you can just like this video too if you want to see more specific talks with the verses. Who
do you want to see us fight about? What characters do you want to see? Is there any topics like which actors do you think played a certain role better? Ask us and we'll look.
We love fighting each other, so.
We do it off camera, so we would love to do it on camera for you.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Okay. All right, everybody. Until next time, I'm Walter Banasiak. For these guys, they're fantastic. And until next week, we'll see you on the next page.